So listen, I wanted to do another really quick video, and I like when I'm forced to do a video very fast because I'm a talker, and sometimes I just go on and on and on forever. But I thought about I had something in particular I wanted to kind of do a little video on, or maybe even talk about a little bit while it was on my mind. And I have to actually go run and meet somebody really quick, but I got a few minutes. So I wanted to just do this quick little topic, okay? Have you ever thought about all the different ways that you can actually make love without making love? I mean, really, really, there are so many ways you can show love. And I mean romantically. So this time, tonight, and what I'm specifically talking about romantically, all the ways that you can show romantic love without actually making love, okay? Because actually, there's plenty of ways. So, anyway, I wanted to just kind of run down a little list that I was writing out earlier today in my book. Okay, I'm going to mention the things that I think that I would like, okay? So I'm going to come from my perspective. Oh, okay. I thought he was already there. Okay, no, I still got time. Okay. All right, so real quick. Okay, checking on her regularly. Okay, so that's a way that you can definitely show love. Being face-to-face and eye contact. To me, that's a big deal when you are face-to-face with somebody and you have very good eye contact, or when somebody, particularly, like I said, for me, I'm speaking from my perspective, when a guy won't take his eyes off me. That's how I know he's really into me, and that's how I know that he is really digging me, right? He just keeps his eyes on me everywhere I go. I think it can be alarming if you don't like that person, if you don't want that guy, or if you don't like him, and obviously that could be a little alarming. But if you are really into that guy and he is locking eyes with you, and I'm talking about I'm not talking about brand new, you're just meeting each other. I'm talking about in a relationship, you are, just either hanging out, or you're at dinner, or, you could be across the room or whatever. Me and my first husband, we did this all the time. We used to lock eyes on each other all the time. And it would turn me on, especially when we were with other people. If we were out or whatever with friends, and he would on purpose keep eyes on me. I just think it was so cute. I really remember that. But anyway, I really like when a guy does that. When they can't take their eyes off you, right? Okay, so I think that is a way to kind of make love with your eyes, okay? That's absolutely a way that you can do that. Okay, it definitely speaks love. For me, also listening. A guy that listens to me very intently. Specifically, I love when a guy, well, not only do I like it, but I also know this means the guy's probably falling for me, because I might be talking and if he's a good listener, or he loves a girl that talks or whatever, and he starts watching me and watching my mouth with his eyes, I know what he's thinking, and it turns me on as well. That is a big turn on too, when a guy does that. It is, I mean, obviously that means he's into you and everything, but let's say I love it even more so when you're really in a relationship with somebody and he still does that. That is so sexy to me. And that keeps me turned on. I think that that's a good way that you can keep your relationship spicy in a way without actually making love. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. It's without making love. That's the whole point of this video. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is watching her get ready, or watching her get dressed, or get ready for work. I used to love with my first husband. He used to love to watch me get ready for work, or for my different gigs and different jobs and things that I had. Sometimes I would let him even pick out my outfit. Sometimes I would let him just go in the closet and just pick out whatever he wanted me to wear that day, right? And I'm talking about from head to toe, everything, okay? So that can be a kind of fun game that you can Sorry, guys. Focus. That's a fun game that you can do. That's totally a fun game that you can absolutely do with each other. Okay, so the other thing was, watching her get ready, watching her put her clothes on. Obviously, I think that's another way of making love without making love. Okay. Feeding her, like not letting her put her hands out at all. Like she can't put her hands. Like she has to allow you to feed her. Okay, like. It kind of takes trust, but it's actually very sensual. It's a very sexy thing that you can do. Very, very sexy. And it's very fun. And of course, it's, it's romantic. It's absolutely romantic, right? Kissing her all over, everywhere. And I'm talking about everything, but actually making love, okay? So kissing her all over. For me, particularly, like, I definitely have a situation. I feel it in my neck area. I have a kind of a thing over here. But that goes both ways. I think that definitely goes both ways. And this is something that you can do for your man too. Like, absolutely, you can do this for your man. Let's see. Okay, when you know your partner's love language, and if you don't know, just ask them. I mean, just ask them. Like, you shouldn't be too scared to ask your man what his love language is. Okay. Okay, let's see. Do whatever the love language is. That was the point. Whatever his love language is. Most men is touch. Most men, hands down, is going to be touch. Like, they just enjoy physical touch. I mean, it could be holding hands. It could be just rubbing his shoulders. Now, for me, I definitely have a thing for a man's arms, for big arms. A man with muscles. I love muscles. I love arm muscles. In particular, arm, back, and shoulder muscle. Like, for me, that is definitely a thing. My first husband, he did powerlifting. He loved to work out in the gym. And I remember, like, as he was building his muscles and everything, I used to oil him down. I used to love that. And I still love it. It's definitely a thing for me. I definitely have a thing for that. I remember, let's see, a couple years back, I guess, I was dating somebody, and and this was, we were in a relationship, but, we kind of got a little hot and heavy at the park. It wasn't really anything, but because there was nobody else there, and the cops came and shined their lights on us, and it was like, what? We're grown. We're way more than grown. Like, what's the problem here? But I got a little nervous, but he hugged me, and because it was kind of cold. So as we were kind of like waiting, letting the cop talk to us and tell us, okay, like that the park was closed and we had to go. Anyway, it was kind of funny because as he was hugging me, and I appreciated that, and I love hugs, and hugs is definitely another way to show love without making love. Anyway, I remember I was rubbing his arms, and I remember also feeling his arms, and even in that moment where it was kind of like awkward, I was like, turned on by his arms. I remember thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, I love arms. Like, I love arms. Anyway, that is like a thing for me. I've always been that way. I've always been that way since I was a teenager. Definitely since, I mean, I remember my first, like, boyfriend. He had muscles. And I say boyfriend because, whatever you want to call it. Because my first husband was really my first real boyfriend. But one of the first guys that I liked, I put it like that. One of the first guys that I liked, he had muscles. And I was always like, I don't know, googly eyes over that. But anyway, that's a way you can make love. Absolutely, absolutely. Is rubbing on the muscles, rubbing on the arms. Okay, and then guys love it. Physical touch. Like, guys love that. Like, guys love touch in general. But you give them something to touch. Like, if you're a girl like me and you like muscles or whatever, and you pop out the arms, then she's going to always want to, like, rub on the arms. So that's touch, right? Okay, what is the next thing? Holding hands in public, and holding hands all the time in general. Just holding hands. That's another way of absolutely making love, showing love, and making love without actually making love. Okay? Opening doors for her. And I know that this is hard to do 100% all the time, but I was out the other day, and it was so sweet. I saw this young couple. They were young. I think, like, no older than maybe 25. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. They were a young couple. It's really hard to tell how old they were. They were a young couple. But anyway, he opened the door for her so she could get out. It was at a gas station, but he came around and opened the door for her, and then when they came back out, he opened the door for her again to get in the car. It was so sweet, and I commended him on that. I was like, look, I said, that is so sweet to see young black love, you know, and a little chivalry, you know. That was nice. Like, and he was young. They were young. And I told her, I said, girl, you got yourself a good one over there. And she was laughing, and they got a good little kick out of that. Anyway, I thought that was very sweet. So, yeah, opening doors is always good. I mean, it is hard to do all the time, but hey, you know, if you can and you want to or whatever, you know, I think that's a beautiful gesture. It definitely shows love. Absolutely shows love. Romantic love, obviously. Let's see. Rose petals, and especially rose petals in the bathtub. My first husband used to do that, and he used to put them on the bed. He used to put them everywhere. He was very romantic, I must say. When I think about it now, like, I realize I didn't realize how much of a romantic man I had until I got a chance to, you know, since he's been gone and I've been with others, I realized, like, wow, I had a very romantic husband. Like, I was very lucky, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, rose petals, oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I think that is very romantic. It's another way of absolutely showing love and feeling loved, okay? Shaving each other. Like, have you ever just let your man shave your legs? That is so sexy. First of all, depending on if he's used to doing that. My first husband was a barber, so like I said, he was a pro. Like, he did my hair, you know, for sure. And like, but it's guys can be kind of nervous like that, but it's very, very sexy, because if you make it a rule where, no, we're not making love, like, no, we're actually doing a job here, you need to shave my legs. You do that for a guy, but it's very romantic. It's very, very, very romantic. It's very sensual. And look, what does that cost? Nothing. Like, it doesn't cost anything, right? And a guy loves that. Like, and a girl will love it, as long as he doesn't cut her. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, it talks about the eye contact is really big. I really like strong eye contact. Like, especially when you already know each other and everything, and when you're out, and just keeping your eyes on each other. I think that's very, very sexy. And it also shows confidence too. It shows confidence. It definitely shows confidence. Ladies, I also think it's very, very romantic to wear your man's t-shirt like during the day, right? Like, if you're really in love with your guy and you're dating someone you really like or whatever, or you're married or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're just in love, you know, grab one of his t-shirts. Like, tell him you want one of his t-shirts with his smell on it. Oh man, for me, I used to do that for Travis all the time. Like, all the time. But one of my last boyfriends I actually did that with too. Like, I still have his t-shirt. And I saw it the other day. Anyway, but I think that's very, very romantic thing to do is to wear your man's t-shirt. And especially let him know that you're wearing his t-shirt. Like, especially like it's cold weather, so you might have layers on or whatever, and you can just let him know, like, hey, you know, thank you, or whatever, like, I'm wearing your t-shirt, or send him a cute little sexy pic. And I don't mean, you know, one of those other pictures. I mean, just a sexy pic, you know, with you wearing a t-shirt, because it's romantic, and it kind of creates a connection, right? Anyway, I think that's very, very, very romantic to do. Definitely blowing kisses, like PDA and in front of others, like when you're with somebody or whatever, right? As a woman, you can blow your man a kiss, and it's very romantic. It's very romantic to do that in front of others too, because it's very cute. It's very cute and it's very romantic. These are free things. Like, these are such free things that absolutely create love and a bond, and a union, and it's fun, and it keeps things like going, right? In a relationship. Okay. All right, I gotta go. Yeah, long hugs, really, really, really long hugs. I'm a hugger. I love when I get long from my man. I mean, from my man. I don't mean from a stranger. I mean from my man. Like, if it's my man, yes, I like long hugs. And I must admit, my second husband absolutely was like, that's probably one of the things I liked about him the most, was that he had a very good bear hug. I loved his bear hugs. He gave very good hugs, very strong and very, very protective hugs, and I like that. I think because my dad was a big guy growing up and everything, so I think that's, you know, because what I got used to. My mom was super short, so we always saw my mom looking up like this at my dad. And but my dad gave very good big hugs, bear hugs, you know, and I really like that about my second husband. I really like Travis absolutely gave me amazing hugs too. Like I guess I didn't realize I was a hugger until you go without getting hugged. Like then you realize like, wow, I kind of like miss getting hugged. You know what I'm saying? Like but I do notice it. It is something that I notice. It is something that I notice. Okay, I have to go. Bye.